Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to another episode where I review vintage fountain pens. This time I have for you a true, beautiful fountain pen, an underappreciated fountain pen, an Italian metallic beauty. Guys, we are talking today about the beautiful Aurora Hastil. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it correctly because it is an Italian product. Let me try to use my language skill. So, ha steel, stilo, it means tile in Italian, and ha steel, I think it refers to the fact that it has style. So even the name that the Italians chose for this fountain pen was a beautiful, stylish cylinder, a nice writing instrument. Well, now, guys, I must tell you that this wonderful piece of writing instrument that you see in front of you is part of the permanent collection of the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, and it is a representative piece of modern Italian design. When it all started? Well, it started in the year 1969 when this fountain pen was designed by the famous Italian architect Marco Zanusso. This architect was born in 1916 and it died in 2001, and it is famous for the buildings he designed but also for the famous industrial designs that he made. Well, let me give you a historical period. Yes, you know that in 1969 was the year that the man has walked on the moon, and by this time the fountain pen industry, it was, let's say, in a crisis period because the producer that managed to stay afloat after the revolution of the ballpoint pen, they tried to give to the market new and innovative fountain pens. One of the famous design that was designed by the designer Mueller was in Germany, and it is still renowned, the Lamy 2000, and it's still famous in our days. But this design, although you can see the beauty and the simplicity of it, is not so popular as the Lamy 2000. They are both still in production, and this means that indeed the producers are quite proud of them. But like a strange fact of history, this beautiful design, which in my opinion is as great as the Lamy 2000, has gone unnoticed during time. It is still produced nowadays, and I believe its price is around 500 euros. And like you see, the design is modern and classical in the same time. And practically, Zanuso manages to create a simple but elegant writing instrument. Initially, this instrument was made from steel, plastic, steel and plastic. It was introduced, this model, in the 1970s. You can see it's a quite slim fountain pen, and I have here for comparison the Pelican Sovereign M800, and you can see how thin it is in comparison with the great M800. Indeed, this fountain pen was a trendsetter because when it was introduced in 1970s, it started a wave of slimline pens from various manufacturers among included Omas and even Mont Blanc with its series Noblesse. Practically, the original model was, like I tell you, in brushed steel with a white gold nib. But in time, the Aurora reinvented its original materials and started using silver, gold filled lacquered, and matte black in later versions of it. This particular model that we see in front of you has some imprints, and I want to show them to you. And we will give it a little nice zoom because I want to clearly see them. So we have, first of all, 9 to 5 and other hallmarks. But when you see 9 to 5, it's clearly that it is silver. And when you see the gold plating, Vermeil variant. So those imprints are present at the back, at the top of the cap, and also at the back of the barrel. So again, 9 to 5 sterling silver. And another imprint, and I think it is 5TO, I think. So, guys, the vermeil is the simple gold plating of the silver. So, this is a solid silver fountain pen, gold plated. You can see that the plating has faded away in some parts because of the time that passed. I'm not so sure, but I think it is a model from the late 1970s. The special features of this pen are not only its slender and clear design, this classical design, but also the spring mechanism of the clip. Let me show you the clip. So first of all, you can notice that the clip is a nice clip. This shows the springiness of it, but it's like part of the whole body. The clip is rather complex. The objective is to keep it close to the cap to give the sensation of the thickness and linearity of the fountain pen. But due to the fact that it's a springy clip, it can fit every fabric or every pocket of the shirt. The cap ends in this flat ending. We can see in written also in gold characters Aurora. It is in the Helvetica font, and it shows the attention to details of this Italian manufacturer. You can see it has a solid, durable, and reliable build. The cap is a friction fit cap, and it reveals the grip section. It it has some patterns to it that gives it a nice little grip, and it even has a serial number stamped on it. In this case, LMF413. I'm not so sure about the significance of these serial numbers. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. This is a rather beautiful nib in a wonderful little shape, as you can see, and it has imprinted quite discreet on one side, 14 karat. It is a solid 14 karat gold nib with an iridium tip or a strong material that it gives it resistance in time. You must know that the hay steel has a patented leak prevented capillary feed called ideograph. This is practically the nib. Initially, it was sold with an ink converter, which was quite slim to accommodate this slim body, but also with an ink cartridge. And nice to know that on this model they are compatible the vintage Aurora ink cartridges, but also the Parker ink cartridges. So when I bought this fountain pen, it was delivered with this ink cartridge, and when I will do the writing sample, I will fill it manually from the ink bottle. So speaking about the delivery of this fountain pen and the price that I paid for it. Well, guys, I paid for this beautiful fountain pen, including the shipment cost 350 lays, which means I paid approximately 71 euros or 84 American dollars. Returning to the beautiful design, Zanoso manages to create a modern design, but it is still classical in the same time. We can see those classic lines that form the body of this wonderful slim writing instrument. Also, if we watch closely, at the end of the barrel, the symmetry, these lines are roughly ended by those two plastic pieces, and they are like small breaks to hold the cap securely. So this fountain pen was designed to be posted, and it posts like this, and those breaks have a double roll, one for stopping the cap from advancing any third for further, but the other roll is to stop the metal from scratching. The mechanism for keeping the cap when it is posted, it is designed in a way which does not produce scratches on the body, and by the way guys, it is patented. So a quite nice and innovative system. The main characteristics of this fountain pen resides in this wonderful clip and in this system at the ending of the barrel. Practically, this pen works better when it is posted. It has a little balance to it, and you can see. Definitely, Mr. Zanusso thought of every details. The simplicity of this Hastil model is only apparent because the beauty lies in its small details. The Aurora Hastil is a true tribute of the craftsmanship and beautiful and modern designs of the Italian writing instruments industry. And in my opinion, Marco Zanusso managed to create in the late 1960s a true modern design combined with the beauty and simplicity of a classic piece. This design proves to be timeless, and in my opinion, it is very attractive even now after more than half a century from its creation in 1969. And it has a well deserved place in the permanent collection of the Museum of Modern Art in New York, among such creation as the Lamy 2000. This, guys, is a wonderful instrument, and I'm honored to have it in my collection. It is a trendsetter, as I told you. It inspired famous models that you see on Montblanc Noblesse and the DuPont fountain pens, the luxury fountain pens from the 1970s. They were all derived from this great design. And it was a hit on the Italian market because almost 97% of all the dealers in Italy bought this fountain pen. This was the last attempt of Aurora to stay afloat with a fountain pen in a world and in a market that demanded ballpoint pens and even luxury ballpoint pens. So, it is a design, a timeless design, and it is worth to be present in every fountain pen collection. It is a milestone in the history of Aurora, you could say. So, enough with the history lesson, but I'm afraid that whatever words I have to say from this fountain pen, they are eclipsed with its beauty, its simplicity, and its wonderful, wonderful looking elements. Guys, I will leave its dimensions on the screen. You can notice the difference between a German piston filler and this Italian elegant beauty. Although the Pelicans from M800 deserves a well place in the history of fountain pens, this is much more interesting as a design. And it almost looks like a mechanical pencil. It's so slim and so elegant that when you open it, you are amazed about the fact that it has a nib and it's not a ballpoint pen or a mechanical pencil. Now, guys, I will do the writing sample. So, for the writing sample, I have here a royal blue ink from Faber-Castell, and I will open the bottle. I will certainly insert a syringe, so please be careful, guys. When you use it with careful because you can pierce your skin with this needle. You can see it's quite a sharp needle. In fact, if you look, you can find also the variant with not such a sharp needle, so it is a cut. It's like a tube, but it wasn't available in my country, so I went to the drugstore and bought this medical syringe. So you simply insert it and you fill it. Not okay, this is sufficient. Remember, guys, always put back the cap on the bottle of the ink. Now I have its cartridge, original cartridge, I'm not so sure, and I will simply fill it. So gently, you can see the level rising. And okay. Now, guys, as a disclaimer, you know that this is a vintage fountain pen. I bought it used, so I don't know for how a period of time it wasn't used. So if I insert the ink from this part, we will need to wait for the gravity to reach, or for the ink to reach the end of the nib. So of course it doesn't write, just not so right now. But due to the fact that this is a limited review and we don't have time to wait, I will simply try to use it as a dip, okay, like this, and maybe in time we will have also the ink flowing. So this is a beautiful Aurora Hastil, a wonderful, wonderful product. It was launched in the 1970s and its design dates from 1969. So after 2 years of the famous Lamy 2000. Okay, this is a metallic fountain pen, metallic, and a slim fountain pen. It was originally launched in steel, but this version, it is the version called Vermeil. So it's solid 9 to 5 sterling silver with a coat of gold. In fact, the Vermeil technique is the technique of gold plating the silver. As you can see, quite a nice writer. Judging by the way it writes, I believe this is a medium nib. Medium nib. The first time that I use it. Judging by the flow of ink, I believe that we don't have, okay, juicy nib. Let me see if we have some line variants. I'm not so sure, but no flex, guys, but it gives the feeling that it has a slight flex, like we saw on the German models gold nibs from the 1950s. It doesn't show here, but definitely the tines move in a noticeable way, but they move. Okay, no flex to it. Let me see if we have some line variance. So here, let me test it. So no pressure. And now starting a little pressure. No, definitely no line variance. No line variance. But a quite nice fountain pen. I'm sorry guys, look, I forgot that I can surely use it posted. You know, if you watch my channel, that I'm skeptical about capping your fountain pens because they tend to scratch. But with that patented system, that two little legs, that plastic legs at the end of the barrel, it gives you the peace of mind that you won't scratch the beautiful plating of gold. Of course, I've shown you, but I will show you again. The gold plating in some parts has faded away. Maybe it was a better opinion to be gold filled. I don't know if the silver could be gold filled. Of course, the gold field is another method of plating the metal parts, and it certainly has more gold than the simple gold plating method. Okay guys, so I've shown you this. Let me see if I can do a nice signature with it. So, it appears that all this ink here was from a single dipping. It didn't reach the ending. Let me see, no. So I have to dip it again. I'm sorry guys, I thought that, okay. So, let me do a signature. Review. Quite nice, you can see. And let me see if we can reverse writing with it. Reverse writing. Well, I'm quite impressed. No scratching, and definitely, yes, it can reverse write with it. And if this is an M, I think this is an F. F for extra fine. So fine. Quite nice. I wasn't expecting a reverse writing capability, but it has the reverse writing capability. Now let me tell you about that naughty fox. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Guys, what can I tell you? It writes wonderfully, no feedback, no scratching, and I simply have fallen in love with the simplicity and the beauty of this writing instrument. A truly writing instrument of the 1970s. It inspired lots and lots of fountain pen producers, and it all started from Aurora. So I believe that Aurora is one of the nicest Italian manufacturers. It is still in existence, unlike Omas, which is the other favorite of mine. This is truly, truly a wonderful instrument, and you can buy it used for under 100 euros. So, if you are truly a fountain pen collector, go on eBay and buy this fountain pen, and I'm sure that you will appreciate it for the rest of your life. Thank you guys for watching this review. I want to wish you all to have have a nice day wherever you are. I thank you for your time. For the new ones that thought that this review was a nice review, please subscribe to my channel to support my activity. And in return, I will bring you new and vintage fountain pens each day. Thank you guys all for your support. Please take care of yourselves in this pandemic time. Bye bye. We will see you again on the next episode. Till then, God bless you all.